I'd like to call the meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Craig. Here. Mrs. Fields. Here. Mr. Heidi is not here. Mr. Nuss.
Here.
Mrs. Ramzan is not here. Mrs. Steele. Here. Mrs. Stahl is not here. Mrs. Whitney. Here. Mr. D'Agostino.
Here. Can you please join me in the flag salute?
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mrs. Burke. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Sussex Wantage School District Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the school building and notice of said meeting sent to the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger. The Sussex Wantage Regional School District is a responsive, caring, child-centered community. Our mission is to educate each individual to become a confident, competent, lifelong learner and productive, responsible citizen by providing challenging opportunities in a safe environment for a partnership of families, schools, and communities. At this time, we'll move on to the report of the superintendent.
I'd like to invite Mr. Schwartz up to present our Sussex School Students of the Month.
Good evening, Mr. Gall, Mr. D'Agostino, members of our Board of Education, and of our audience tonight. It is with great pride that I stand before you tonight to present the Students of the Month. Each month, I have the pleasure of meeting with each of these individuals, and during these meetings, I am able to gain insight into their hobbies, favorite subjects, and extracurricular activities that they participate in. Each of these students tonight have been highly recommended by their teachers. As I introduce you to each student, I will provide a brief snapshot of the wonderful accolades that have helped them earn the Student of the Month. In 6th grade this month, the recipient is Logan Skirbo. When I sat with Logan, he told me that his favorite class was mathematics. Logan stated, while it can be complicated at times, there is always a way to solve the problem and find a solution. Logan continued to explain that this content area is one that he is always interested in. When Logan gets older, he would like to pursue a career as a doctor. The field that interests Logan most right now is pediatrics. Here at SMS, Logan has immersed himself in extracurricular activities. He was a part of our cross-country team in the fall and is now participating on our track team, where he is continuing to better his time in the 60-yard. Logan also had an integral role in our musical Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. In addition, Logan was inducted into the National Junior Honor Society on Monday night and serves as a classroom representative in our student council. Logan's teacher stated the following: Logan is a very bright student who demonstrates leadership both in and out of the classroom. He always gives 100% and is a wonderful role model for his classmates. In math, Logan's teacher and classmates are always impressed with his problem-solving speed and accuracy. During the past few months, Logan was busy as an actor in the school play, and even with the demands of the play, he maintained his excellent grades. All of Logan's teachers enjoy and appreciate his outgoing personality, along with his exceptional work ethic. They look forward to seeing all of the wonderful things he does in the future. It is with great pride that I introduce Logan as the 6th grade student of the month.
Congratulations.
In 7th grade this month, the recipient is Nicole Pomenford. When I sat with Nicole, she told me that her favorite class was mathematics. Nicole stated that as she continues to learn more in this content area, the more interesting it becomes to her. This new excitement for mathematics is something that will continue to serve Nicole well as she continues into 8th grade next year, and perhaps into her future career. When speaking to Nicole about her potential career path, she indicated that she would likely pursue a career in education. And while she wasn't certain of the area of education that she would like to teach, she indicated that the math field was intriguing to her. Outside of school, Nicole stays very busy with dance. She started her journey at dance expression in kindergarten and continues to enjoy so many aspects of the art of dance. Currently, she is enrolled in tap and jazz and has a recital coming up in a couple of weeks. We wish her all the best. Nicole's teacher stated the following: not only is she a hard worker and uses perseverance in all of her classes, but she also has great participation. Each day we can depend on her to actively participate in our classes by raising her hand, working in small groups, actively listening during the whole class instruction. She genuinely cares about others and often offers to help her teachers and peers when needed. Probably the best quality Nicole exhibits each day is her integrity. She's very honest and tries to do the right thing, always. We are proud to have her as a 7th grade student. It is with great pride that I introduce her as a 7th grade student of the month. In 8th grade this month, the recipient is Kyle Burke. When I sat with Kyle, he told me that his favorite class was social studies. Kyle indicated that he has always enjoyed this content area and has a particular interest in studying many of our nation's wars. Kyle is excited to move to High Point High School next year, where he is eager to continue to explore skill sets and education necessary to become a mechanic someday. Kyle is not sure where this passion will take him exactly, but he is excited for the opportunity to continue to learn and grow. Kyle is an avid football player and has been playing for over 8 years. He plays tackle on both sides of the ball and is looking to play football as he enters High Point this fall. We wish him nothing but the best as he continues this journey as well. It may be one of the more overlooked roles in the play, but Kyle was a critical part of this year's production as a member of our stage crew. If you came to see this year's performance, you will note that there were many moving parts up on stage, a car being one of them. Well, Kyle was orchestrating this movement, and without his assistance, none of this movement would have been made possible. Kyle's teacher stated the following: Kyle is a kind and caring student who is always willing to help others and tries to the best of his ability in everything that he does. Kyle is always helping others without being asked, as well as being a complete pleasure to have in class. He is such a polite and respectful person who always does what is asked of him with a smile on his face. As we say goodbye to Kyle at the end of the year, I can say that he has had a tremendous impact on his teachers and peers along the way, and he will surely be missed. It is with great pride that I introduce Kyle as the 8th grade student.
Need the right tackle.
Prayer. We always encourage folks to stay for the full meeting, but if you want to depart, now's the opportune time.
Nice job, Nicole.
Congratulations. Good to see you. Congrats, Mama. Good. Congratulations. You did a good job. Congratulations. Congratulations. Come on, Mr. Beach, we'll go find seats. We can sit in the front row. Sounds like good.
I just want to report out on a couple of things that have occurred over the past meeting. You may have noticed that the Wantage School CPAC is sponsoring a clothing and shoe bin. That's the first one we're piloting, just to see how it goes. Potential would be to expand it to other schools. Special thanks to Mrs. Feck and CPAC for really spearheading that initiative. I had the great opportunity to attend bingo night And I don't know why everybody's laughing. In my perspective, I've been to 3 now, and it seemed like it was a huge success. I think profit was $9,000 or thereabouts. Thank you to all the folks who volunteered and donated items. Mr. Wagner, our PTO president, said, basically, Mike, you can't even thank everybody because there's hundreds of people on the list. But I do know everyone from SWIA to individual classrooms and organizations sponsored baskets, and it was much appreciated. I think the only area for improvement was in regard to the bingo callers. We gotta get our act together.
Makes it more funny.
Were you one of them?
I was one of them.
Self-critical.
Special events, we got to go to Lawrence School's Family Reading Night, the senior brunch. It had a great turnout. Multiple organizations volunteering goods and services, PTO, SWIA. Mints were involved in the amount of $850. I don't know, that seems like a lot of breath mints between 2 schools.
Between Wantage's.
Still, I think that's a lot of breath mints. One interesting thing that's come up, you may have seen over the past week, that we had 2 trees in the general vicinity of Sussex Middle School come down due to storms. One out in the front grass area has, and Sussex Borough, we appreciate them, they came out right away, they took it, removed it, but they noticed that there's an old fountain monument that was placed there. It's erected by Joseph and Charles Esther Charles in memory of their son Marvin, 1954, 1964. They're noting to us that I guess it's not in compliance with new updated codes, and so we're trying to get some information about it. That's all we really know because there's a plaque on it. So we're asking around if you happen to know anything about it or come across information about it. We're very cognizant of historical significance and things that were put in place to remember people. So we really don't know much about it, but we're trying to do our diligence to inquire, get some information about it before we either try to repair it, or in lieu of that, turn it over to an organization who would be familiar with it or can display it more appropriately.
Did you contact the borough?
Mr. Petrowski, our Director of Facilities, has been in contact with them. They have limited information as well.
Did they contact Mario on the council? Because he's the...
OG?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll touch base with them. This was just a vehicle for, I know I'd have some folks here
Because
tonight.
he's the historian.
Okay, yeah. They also, at the Borough Hall, I noticed they have a number of things on display that are of a historical, commemorative nature, so maybe they'd be interested in working with us too. But they kind of brought it to our attention because it was, concealed by the brush and trees. Policy, buildings and grounds, and curriculum and special services policy committees did not have meetings in this short duration of time at this juncture. Community outreach, we did meet to forge a partnership. In particular, we met with Mr. Terwilliger, who spearheads a whole host of functions at Wantage School and has agreed to help brainstorm, plan a senior citizen prom to some extent to occur at Sussex Middle School in the future. So we're just in the brainstorming phases of that. We also had the opportunity to show our appreciation for faculty and staff over the past couple of weeks, last week and then this week, for teacher appreciation, but we kind of do an all-encompassing staff appreciation. So I know SWIA, PTO is really going above and beyond. I've never had as good tasting treats as some of these folks set up. It's even the board office, so we're very appreciative of that. Only appreciative of the work everyone does. We got a very nice message from Mrs. Van Orden sent to us, just thanking the board and the administration and everybody who's participated in those functions for all the work that we've done, and we appreciate that. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gull. At this time, we'll move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district. Yes, you could step up to the podium if you would, ma'am. Thank you. If you would just share your name for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So my name is Karen Rosili Kiefer, and I'm the owner of Park Corporation. We're also known as Team Park Flooring. We've been in business for 27 years, and I've never defaulted on a contract. We have done 2 projects for you within this building. One of them was the auditorium that we did with Wallkill Group. And the other one was your gym that we did with Mark Construction. I would like to talk to you about the project, or actually about the lack of payment on the project. So PAR is being penalized by Brett Somgen Architects, and subsequently, you and Mark Construction, for duties that we performed and have not been paid for. So, the summary of liquidated damages, which is part 3.1, was issued by Brett Somgen Architects on December 27, 2018. It's not accurate, and PAR should not be held responsible for $13,000 of damages charged against the flooring portion of the project. So, we have not been privy to a lot of meetings that have taken place between the architect, the school board, and Mark Construction. We've never been involved in any of those meetings. But what I can tell you is that we had wood on site on August 7th of 2018 in order to fulfill your contract obligations. We then were told that we couldn't proceed with our job because in fact there was pre-existing conditions found in the building that we weren't responsible for. One of them was asbestos on a pipe, another one was tar on the floor, another one was alleged that needed to be remediated and thus asbestos was found. Again, on 8/7 we had wood on site and men ready to deploy. And we were unable to start work until the 27th of August. At that time, we were informed that you guys were working on a new schedule, a modified schedule. Again, we are a subcontractor. So we, of course, complied with the modified schedule and mobilized our men 24 hours after being told to do so. We worked for 2.5 straight weeks and provided certified payrolls as proof of the time we were on site. We then provided all of our proper paperwork, our certified payrolls, our AIA applications for payment, our warranties, our maintenance documentation, our 1-year labor warranty, and we waited for payment. October went, November went, December went, and we finally in January contacted the bonding company and said, we don't understand why we're not being paid. We don't understand why Mark Construction and the school are, I don't know what was happening, but we don't know what's happening. And our subcontractor and us are in a serious hardship because we're being withheld $38,000. And we paid, for all the materials. And you're utilizing the gym floor, that is in good condition. So, not to take up too much of your time, but I am imploring the board to sit down with Brett Somgen and Mark Construction and resolve the differences that are causing the subcontractors to be penalized without a voice over issues that we were never in control of. Like I said, asbestos was found in your school. Odd pre-existing conditions were uncovered or required attention. Mismanagement may have occurred by your architect and your chosen prime contractor, but none of this has anything to do with us. To add insult to injury, we were expecting Mark Construction to be paid $100,484.07 tonight to be approved on this board meeting. But I see on page 7.9 of your agenda that you're only approving them for $82,484.07. Again, why the difference? I have no clue, but I could guarantee you that this is going to run downhill, and we are going to be withheld payment. And as it is, $38,000 we've been really patiently waiting for. We did not start making a stink until January, and that was because of the hardships that were being caused by our payroll for men that were paid and we weren't paid. So I don't know if you understand how hard it can be at times to be an entrepreneur. For 27 years in this business, in this industry, I have never defaulted on one contract. I'm approved by the County of Essex and many other counties to work directly for the Board of Education. For this summer coming up, I already have 9 school projects committed to. Why? Because we are who we say we are. We do not lie, cheat, or steal. We do what we say we're going to do. And the work proves it in this building. We were paid 100% for your auditorium work, and we did exact same quality of work as we did on your gym. The problem is, we did it for a different contractor, and that I could not control. So I'm asking you to do the right thing by us, and protect those that worked in your building. Because in all honesty, you guys really need to help those that are hurting. So you've created a hardship by withholding payment. We're hardworking taxpayers, the same as the families you service here in the school system. We asked to work directly for your school system on an email, August 26th of 2018, and was denied this request by Michael Gall and the project architect, Guido Rivera. And now we're being penalized still. I don't know how you expect to go to work every day if you're not being paid. That's exactly what happened to us. So I ask you to please help. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Does anyone else have any? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Joris Pasik, I'm from Mark Construction. I'd like to say a few words. Okay. So the project, yes, there was unforeseen conditions, and due to unforeseen conditions, we had the recovery schedule. As far as the payment goes, we did submit the payments applications which didn't even reach to the board, especially the last one, as a revised one, which is obviously now approved for $84,000 instead of the full amount of $100,000. I did personally went to have a meeting with Guido, he's the architect of the project, Sandra, to see why we received all these liquidated damages, what was the reason. And besides the liquidated damages, we got charged as well for the school, for overtime charges for the district due. So you cannot charge both liquidated damages and to have a charges district as well. That's also an issue. Now, with this liquidated damages, I never agreed to these liquidated damages. And first of all, the liquidated damages was issued, and they're not followed by a recovery schedule either. The liquidated damages starting for original contract to be accomplished, or when the original contract is supposed to be completed, but since we have all these unforeseen conditions, which all of us was aware of it, they shouldn't start at that time. Even though, like I said, I went over there trying to fight this liquidated damages, argumentatively, of course. I asked Mr. Lilo, if he was actually on the board meeting. I don't know if he was present. I tried numerous times, basically through him, to prove our case. You know, we have our case, we have the case our subcontractors as well. So obviously our voice didn't reach to you. Didn't reach numerous times. I was calling your business administrator, I forgot her last name, Christina. Berger, I believe so. So I was trying to reach her and to present our case. Never reached, obviously. We accept, obviously, just so we can get paid. We was pushed to the corner that we have to accept all these liquidated damages. As probably you know already, we signed those liquidated damages so we can get paid, so we can process and pay the subcontractors as well. Okay. I agreed also to have a meeting, which I was trying to attend, and have actually a meeting with the board and architect and subcontractors as well at the meeting to resolve these issues. Never got the answer for it. And we did last week. We contacted the business administrator asking did they receive the payment, which before that we contacted the architect and he says yes, the payment is there. I have the email over here from Susan stating that she never received the payment application. Obviously after a few days she did receive the payment application. What I'm trying to say, our payment application was hold for some unknown reason for some period of time, twice. And we did everything, and we were here, whatever was punch list, whatever it's necessary to be completed, is anything to be completed, we were ready to come back and do our work, finish, including our subcontractors. We know that. So basically what I'm trying to say is the board never heard our story, the business administrator never heard our story, obviously only story they heard it's our architect, the architect who was in charge, and obviously didn't present our case. Because I think we will be, probably receive something from you, so we can provide that documentation, which we do have, to prove our case. So, that's basically what I'm trying to explain, what happened. And the details, if you need the details, I'll provide you with all the details, and I will be more than glad to have a meeting with you, with the board, business, and, okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other public comments? All right, seeing none, can we have the board secretary certification, please?
Pursuant to NJAC 6A23A-16.10C3, I certify that as of April 30th, 2019, no line item account has encumbered in expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation violation of NJAC 6A23A-16.10A.
At this time, we'll move on to the approval of board minutes. We'll start with March 20th, 2019, regular session. Looking for a motion? I'll do them both together, okay. And also April 3rd, 2019, special session. Thank you, Mr. Nuss. For a second. Thank you, Mrs. Steele. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Steele? Yes. Mrs. Craig?
Yes, on April 3rd, I abstained on the 20th, being absent.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
And Mr. Rosales?
At this time, I believe we're going to go into executive session. Personnel and legal, looking for a resolution. Please, Mrs. Wright.
Yes. Whereas pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, the Sussex Wantage Regional Board of Education may exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting in which the board discusses any of the matters described in NJSA 10-4-12B 1-9. Now therefore be it resolved that the Sussex Wantage Regional Board of Education shall enter into closed session to discuss personal and legal matters. Now therefore be it further resolved by the Sussex Wantage Regional Board of Education that pursuant to NJSA 10-4-13B, the time, when, and circumstances under which the discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public is when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
We're going to go with the approximately 20 minutes time frame. Again, looking for a motion, please.
We'll make the motion.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. All right, I'd like to return to public session. Looking for a motion, please. I don't need a motion? Okay. Well, we are back in public session.
You want to make?
Ms. Ferguson.
Yeah, I just want to make a point of clarification to the public. There were some comments made before about payment on contracts relating to the flooring and some construction. The Board of Education enters into a contract with a general contractor, so payment is issued to a general contractor. The board does not make payments to subcontractors, so if there's any miscommunication or misunderstanding, we just wanted to make that clear. And that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, we will move on to the presentation of agenda items.
Under policy, I'd like to recommend item 1. I'm sorry, personnel. Personnel 1 through 21.
Thank you, Mr. Nuss. Looking for a second?
I'll second.
Discussion. All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mrs. Steele? Yes. Mrs. Whitty?
No to numbers 13, 14, and 16, which were
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Under policy, I'd like to move items 1 and 2, noting that 2 is a previously approved document, which is delineating it for the purposes of QSAC for each respective school.
All right, looking for a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Mrs. Craig, looking for a second, please. Mrs. Steele, discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mrs. Steele?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 9.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Nuss. Ms. Gudgeon?
I do have one thing I forgot to discuss with Mr. Gall. Item 7, did that go out for a bid? No? Will we put it out for a bid? Since everybody seems to complain about them all the time.
We can't put it out for next school year, we could do it for.
I thought, yeah, we
Following,
entertained
okay.
conversations much earlier in the school year, and we elected to do it.
It's
Okay.
very difficult to go out in the middle of a contract, because
Okay.
other companies wonder why you're going out to bid in the middle of a contract.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mrs. Steele?
Yes to everything except D.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under special services, I'd like to move items 1 through 3.
Looking for a motion? I'll make the motion. Mr. Nuss, looking for a second, please?
No second.
Thank you, Mrs. Craig. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mrs. Steele?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under curriculum, I'd like to move item number 1.
Looking for a motion? Thank you, Mrs. Steele. Looking for a
I'll second.
Mrs. Fields. Discussion?
Yeah, I have 2 things real quick, which I already discussed with Mr. Gall, I told him I was going to bring that one. For the Frida pots, the chitty baby at the Sussex Inn, you know, those students worked really hard and they did a really good job, everybody, parents, whatever. But I thought maybe the board can give each child $5 towards their meal.
Or maybe have a pizza party at this
Here,
board, there wasn't enough
for
food, it's
them.
kind of,
To cut down
Bad
that
to tell the
cost
kids to
because
pay for their own
it's like,
party.
I gotta pay for my own party?
yeah.
I
But,
mean, the best I can do is chat with the organizers of those events. I mean, I think from recollection of my memory, this is something they may like to do. The other challenge we present is that I'm sure we agree that all of the various clubs and activities and things do great jobs, and, you know, we're not in a position at this juncture to pay for everybody's thing, but, you
Maybe
know,
we can talk about, maybe, as much as I hate to say it, maybe talk about maybe raising each ticket 50 cents each year so that it goes towards
that party at the
that
end,
part.
that celebration.
It's possible, I'll take a look at the student activities account, if there's, it was my understanding that that was often funded through the sub-account for the play, if there was money in there, so.
That's what I would have
They may
thought
just be
too,
getting
yeah.
the approval here, but the money would come out of student activities,
okay.
but I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, because that's what I had here too, or can it come out of the profits of the show?
Yeah, so we'll take a look at that.
And then my other issue, again, is the money for the Land of Make-A-Believe. I know we only give $20, but we're gonna approve $20.45, which I don't have a problem with. So I just wanna make the other board members aware that, you know, in case anybody has an issue with that. But I don't, I just wanted to.
I think this particular scenario, you know, it would ultimately be a situation where you'd ask parents for 45 cents. The counter argument is that we give $20 for
Right.
everybody else. If it became an issue, the class is gonna get an anonymous $52 donation.
Well, I'm just, you know, people may not realize it. I don't want any other teacher or parent or anyone to come over and say, you gave them that and
Yeah.
it wasn't fair to my kid.
And, you know, I'm not gonna get into detail to really why, but it's a unique circumstance where additional vehicles are involved in the trip. That wasn't predetermined.
That's it.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Steele?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And referring to tonight's addendum under personnel, item number 1. I'd like to move item number.
Looking for a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Craig.
I'll
Thank
second it.
you, Mrs. Fields, discussion. All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mrs. Steele? Yes. Mrs. Libby? Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, at this point, we will move on to unfinished business. Does anyone on the board have unfinished business?
Actually, I have one thing that I'd like to say. In light of what Trenton has done to us and is going to continue to do to us for the next 6 years, I'd like to give my hat to Mr. Gall and to Mrs. Riker. This was difficult. It's horrible. There's not a soul at this dais that wants to see anybody leave this district. It's flashbacks to Governor Christie in 2011, but it's only worse. So for your humanity, for your professionalism, for your kindness, for your expertise, my greatest thanks, because I know none of this was easy, and I can't imagine having those conversations over a table with somebody that you have a rapport with. So my greatest thanks to all that you have done, and how you handled it, to both of you, because this is not pleasant. So thank you very much for all your hard work, dedication, and humanity through this horrible time. Thank you.
Here, I think I said at the last meeting, on behalf of everybody in the board, I couldn't have asked, it was a very challenging circumstance, but I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity with SWIA, who I've worked with, Mrs. Van Orden, Ms. Moss, on an ongoing basis, the teachers, the Board of Education. We said last time, extraordinarily challenging decisions, and the folks are just passionate about doing the right thing by kids, and they often have differences of agreement about what that might be, but at the end of the day, that's their focus, and I appreciate that.
Can I do one more thing? Can I tell the teachers thanks for all the bingo stuff? I didn't do that, but thanks for all the bingo stuff. Like that got legs a long time ago. So thank you all for all of your donations, all the awesome baskets. That was an amazing night. In the end, it was like almost 13 grand. So after payouts, we raised almost over $9,000. So it was a lot of hard work, a lot of begging. Where's Mrs. Moss? Because I tortured that poor woman for the bike. Tortured her for the bike forever in a lifetime to go get that bike for me. So thank you all, because it didn't fall on deaf ears, and it was a great event. So, and for being there. So thank you, because it was awesome. And I think we're going to do it again, so be ready. More doggy baskets, rainy day baskets, like it's all good. So thank you.
I've tried to talk them into doing it once a month.
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind? Yeah, no.
We're going to have to start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It pays off that I stay up till midnight every night.
Yeah.
It's past midnight, so
Yeah,
you guys
no.
were all sleepy. I'm like, let's go.
I think once a year is sufficient.
No, that was great. Thank you for
It was awesome.
for
Thank
everything
you all.
with the bingo night.
Very, very much.
It was a great event for sure, and it was great to see the community come together. The board, the PTO, the teachers, the administration, obviously the parents. Everyone was there representing. So it was really
It was a full
really
house.
special night. It was.
They said it was like over 250 people, so.
Mr. Linsky dropped a couple of the bingo balls.
I heard they wanted to kill him when he dropped the one ball. It was like bouncing across the floor.
Sorry.
Oh my God, I heard they wanted to throttle him.
Sorry to call you out, Mr. Linsky.
Sorry, Mr. Linsky.
All right. Thank you,
That's
Mrs.
all,
Craig.
yes,
Is there any
that's all,
other?
I'm done now.
Anybody else have any unfinished business? All right, let's move on to new business. Does anyone have any new business? All right, well, I would just like to wish the teachers and the staff a happy Teacher Staff Appreciation Week, really. It's not quite as long of a celebration as Mrs. Fields' birthday. But I know yesterday was the official day, but we really appreciate everything that you guys do for the kids and for our community. And we are honored, to serve on the Board of Education and work alongside you. Am I still young enough for them to change my grades? Or?
No.
Not yet, okay. All right, any other new business? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district.
Kim Flynn, Sussex Borough. I just, myself personally, want to say as a staff member, everything that was done for us last week during Staff Appreciation Week was phenomenal. And I mean, by the end of the week, it was, you know, every day it was just something special. And it was just nice to be recognized and have that love and support from, you know, the PTO, SWIA, the administration, Mr. Gall, our sub sandwich, and came and ate with us. I mean, the whole thing was just wonderful. It was a wonderful week, and it's truly appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowman.
I didn't bother you before about the I don't have to explain to you, in Trenton, Sussex County is not even a stepchild. They're taking everything from us. They're applying UN Agenda 21 against us now. There's no end of what they can't do with Sussex County. This Saturday, there's a chance for us to strike back. Between 10 and 1 on Saturday, the Tea Party is taking signatures on a petition to recall Murphy. Anybody who wants to voice an opinion, if we get enough signatures on that petition, maybe Trenton might realize Sussex County exists. Thank you.
Mr. Gettler, there's buses going to Trenton. If you'd like to join us, I'd love to have you, because we're gonna take you to Trenton. Would you like to join us? We're gonna go storm Trenton and tell them that what they're doing to us is wrong. So I'm in the works with somebody. Would you like to join us? Because I'd love to have you.
Let me know more about it.
I will. I'll give you a call and let you know, because I'd love to have you.
Thank you, Mr.
Let's go get them.
Anyone else have any comments? Yes.
I just want to plug another PTO event. It's Diane Barberry. I share the Scholastic Book Fair.
We know who you are, Ms.
Do you? June 3rd and 4th is a dinosaur stomp, chomp, and read theme. Just want to plug it so you can all come out and support the PTO again. All the money goes towards books, towards the classrooms, towards kids in the district. It's preschool to 8th grade. Volunteers welcome.
Are you gonna have it during the day again?
It is from 8 to 9 both days. There'll be breakfast both days. I think, no, there'll definitely be breakfast on the 3rd. It's a dinosaur theme. Come on
There's
out.
a blood drive too, one of the days.
Well, we haven't confirmed that, but there's supposed to be a blood drive on June 4th, and she didn't call me back yet. So, June 3rd and 4th at the Wantage School.
Thank you.
We'll be there.
Okay?
We'll be there.
I know you will.
Anybody else? Seeing none, I do not believe we need to go into executive session again, so I will look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Cole. Thank you, Mrs. Steele. All in favor? Aye.